We're now going to show you how to take the information that you recorded in AutoChart Live and then import that into the PC version of AutoChart so we can build a contour map. In our last chapter, we showed you how to insert your zero lines card, and that AutoChart Live would take the information it had in memory plus any new recordings you made and store them on that SD card. You can go to your AutoChart Live menu and look at the save location, and it will tell you which SD card or which slot that your card is in. That's the one you need to take out and load into your PC. I've loaded my SD card into my system and I'm looking at Windows Explorer, and I'm going to show you the contents of my SD card. The AC data is a folder that stores your AutoChart Live information. Of course, this is your LakeMaster map information for your zero lines card. Then we have recordings that I have made, and we'll talk about those later, and then snapshots that are made if you have snapshot turned on your system. If I double click on AC data, these are the various recordings that have been made. Each time I start and stop AutoChart Live, it creates another file for me. So as you can see, they don't take up much room, but you can sure build a lot of files. Let's start the import process in AutoChart. I want to click on the import button, and I want to double click on my SD card. I want to select my AutoChart data folder, and I'm going to pick one of the ACU files. I'm going to double click on that. One of the key differences between AutoChart Live and AutoChart is the ability to take into account the water level of your lake or water body. Most of the maps assume that the water level is at the full pool level. Well, if you're like most lakes, it's going to vary. You're going to be above pool sometimes, but most of the time it's going to be below pool. So what we can do is we can come in here with this recording and tell it how much that the lake is below pool. Now we have a chapter in our AutoChart training that tells you exactly how to do this and shows you where to go to find the lake level information. It's very important to do this. Continuing with our import, the lake was down 2 feet from pool the day this recording was made, so I'm going to put in a minus sign because it's below pool and 2.00 and press enter. The conversion is done. If I zoom in, this is the recording that was made in AutoChart, and so all I have to do now is do a map here, and there it is. That's the path that I went on, and I create the map, and if I want to, I can look at it in 3D, and I can rotate that around. Very nice. Looking back at my Explorer view of my SD card, it shows the ACD file that was created. Now I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to go back into AutoChart. I'm going to turn off the 3D, and since I already have my zero lines card installed, all I have to do is create a map. And I want to look at this in feet. So it's now creating my AutoChart AC file that I can put back on my zero lines card and put that back in my Humminbird unit. So that was done. Now I have the map. And it shows the contours. And I can go back into my folder, and now you see there is an AC folder, and this is the information that we just saved and created. I can take this, put it into my Humminbird unit, and I can go select this as the overlay for my LakeMaster map, and that information will now be available. Once again, all of this is covered in our tutorial for AutoChart, and so you need to get that to really get the full impact of what this will do for you. Here's some bonus information for you guys that might have AutoChart Pro or you're thinking about getting it. I'm going to go back to our folder, and if you'll remember earlier we showed you we had a recording file here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show these in AutoChart Pro. Now these recordings I made at the same time that I made my AutoChart Live recording. This functionality has been around with the Humminbird units forever, but it's not AutoChart Live. So I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to go back into AutoChart, and I'm going to click on my load site image data, and I'm going to click on my record button, and I'm going to click on this file. There. It has an overlay of the site image information that was being recorded as I was making my paths over this area. Now you can look at this, and if you want to, you can put some waypoints on it. So if I wanted to mark a waypoint right here on this, mark a waypoint. So pretty nice functionality that really enhances what you can do with AutoChart. And once again, if I do a create map, I'm now creating my SI layer on my zero lines card. Good, it's done. I can now see that I have an SI folder on my zero lines card. So I could use this as an overlay on my Humminbird unit, and it's going to show me this information. So a lot of neat things that you can do with AutoChart and with AutoChart Pro.